Near the end of last year, I made a video talking about what it was like watching the first arc of the Sword Art Online anime in real time. And with the second arc having just finished, I figured I'd do the same again, but with a slightly different focus. For the last video, I talked about the pacing of the show and how it's demonstrated in the actions of the characters. But the pacing of Fairy Dance is not really an issue. Most of it takes place over about a week, with the final episode functioning as a sort of epilogue, skipping a few months and tying up the whole first season. So I was trying to decide what to talk about, and honestly I'm just going to talk about the arc generally. From what I can gather, Fairy Dance is not a particularly liked arc, but I quite enjoyed the rewatch, so I'm going to talk about it. It's 2 months after Kirito cleared SAO, and 300 people still haven't woken up, Asuna among them. In the first episode, Kirito goes to see her in the hospital, and encounters Asuna's dad and Sugo. After her dad leaves, Sugo reveals himself to be a massive slimeball, and oh my god, I'd forgotten that Asuna was quite so objectified at the beginning of this arc. In a week, Asuna is going to get married to Sugo. Quick reminder, she's currently comatose. And her dad is okay with it? Ugh. Okay, yes, that is icky. I'm not going to disagree. But Sugo is a horrible waste of a human being, so it's fine for him to be a terrible person. Which he is. Throughout the series, as we see in his interactions with Asuna, where he's generally lecherous and possessive. Which is why his breakdown when Kirito beats him at the end of the arc is so satisfying. The combination of Kirito annihilating him in-game, as well as sticking to his morals and not killing him in their actual real-life fight, is beautiful. It's incredibly cathartic. The story as a whole is honestly whatever. The entire arc is Kirito doing a fetch quest trying to save Asuna after he saw what looked like a picture of her that was taken in another VR game, Alfheim Online. Some hijinks happen along the way. We get a couple episodes of ALO politics, which do get Kirito some allies who help him later on, but that's never really his focus. He's just trying to find Asuna. The decision to damsel a character who was shown to be incredibly competent in the first arc was certainly a decision, but she absolutely does not just accept her situation. She's clearly fighting against Sugo however she can, which in her case is primarily verbally, and when she has a chance to try and escape, she takes it, even going so far as to grab the admin keycard that lets Kirito get to her in the end. We just don't see much of her because Kirito is the focus character. Which is why we get to see all the interactions he has, particularly with Sukuha, as she's the deuteragonist of this arc. Yes, the fact that she falls in love with Kirito when she discovers he's her cousin rather than her brother is weird, but the show clearly goes out of its way to demonstrate that this is a bad thing. Sukuha is constantly torn up about her love for her cousin, to the point of wishing he were cruel so she could hate him. And he obviously has no romantic interest in her whatsoever. Actually, the only person he demonstrates any romantic interest in from this point is Asuna, but that's a discussion for another time. But I love their interactions as Kirito and Leafa, where they don't know who each other are. Kirito is still his usual altruistic self, helping out people around him just for the sake of doing the right thing, and Leafa thinks Kirito is weird to start, but recognizes that he's a good person to the extent she starts to develop feelings for him. Which then all come crashing down when she finds out Kirito is actually her brother Kazuto. Yeah, I love the confession scene, it's just sad for everyone involved. That said, there is a genuine relationship that comes out of it. You can see it in the interactions between Kirito and Suguha, where they're siblings annoying each other, but also both clearly caring about each other when it counts. Suguha helping Kirito save Asuna, and Kirito trusting her to have his back despite his constant battling to do everything alone. The fact that it all culminates in Kirito inviting Suguha to join the SAO team speaks volumes about how much he appreciates her, because, let's be honest, teenagers typically don't let their younger sibling hang out with their friend group. That's not usual behaviour. And with the end of the season, everyone is finally reunited in the real world. The final episode is mostly a jump forward from February, which is when most of the plot happens, to May. We get a reunion of all the main characters, plus a couple from one-off episodes that I didn't notice the first time I watched it, which was kind of cool, where they celebrate Kirito clearing SAO and also release the seed so that the RMMOs don't die out entirely. Kirito does a bit of narrating about how everything mostly worked out, and we see that Aincrad is added to ALO to be conquered all over again, with the season wrapping up with everyone flying towards it, which I'm sure will be a nice, easy, not at all emotional time for everyone involved and any hypothetical viewers who might be witnessing it. And since I seem to have something of a series going on here, I guess I'll see you all in Gun Gale Online in November?